This week's Parsha, we learn about how Yaakov was leaving the land of Israel. He was on his way to Haran to spend time with his uncle Lavan. And the Torah tells us how he traveled through Jerusalem, just continued going until he reached Beit El. And then he realized that he had passed through Jerusalem, passed through the holy site of Temple Mount, Har Habayis, and did not engage in prayer there. And he says, how could this be? And he began to turn around and made it back to Temple Mount and fell asleep over there. And he had this great spiritual revelation in a dream, as the Torah elaborates. And we can only help but wonder if it was so important for Yaakov to have that spiritual revelation, for Jacob to have the spiritual revelation from God that will tell him about his future destiny, not only for himself, but for all future generations. As he was passing by Jerusalem, why didn't God, so to speak, tap him on the shoulder and say, this is where you have to go and have that prayer, if it was so important for him to have it at that very place? I think this underscores for us a very important lesson. No matter how significant a cause, no matter how important an endeavor, if we do not have an ambition for something, if we don't set our goals and make sure we have the objective in front of us, we are not going to succeed at it. Because how are we going to succeed if we don't establish what our goal is and we don't have that desire and that ambition for us to go ahead and reach that? So so Yaakov was walking through Jerusalem and he just was not paying attention to it. He didn't have that desire, he didn't have the objective to have that prayer in Jerusalem. So God said, if Yaakov is not going to have that desire, I can't make him have it. But once he passed through Jerusalem and he remembered that, oops, I made a mistake, how can I have missed the opportunity? God made it much easier for Jacob to have that experience. So folks, as we go ahead and have our goals in life, let us remember the lesson of Yaakov. Let us always remember, no matter how important the endeavor, both spiritual or otherwise, make sure to have that desire and make sure to have those goals in front of us. Have a wonderful Shabbos.